Hello ladies and gentlemen, Dave Flook from Hespeler Rocks coming at you today. I've got my coffee from Steph's Cafe, which means I can now function. On my other hand, I've got a list that I've put together. Now, when I started Hespeler Rocks back in October, one of the goals was to essentially connect people together, and businesses and individuals. I wanted to connect people together in general, but the idea effectively is to promote Hespeler businesses, events, etc. And I think I've been doing a pretty good job at it. We've got the Hespeler Rocks magazine, we've got the website and the Facebook page and whatnot. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to compile a list of my observations on ways that businesses and individuals can work together to increase profitability, to increase reciprocated support and participation, and to effectively make Hespeler a real go-to place for both individuals and businesses. So once again, I've just compiled a list of, actually 2 lists, of ways that I feel that businesses and individuals can work together, and just some considerations for both. So let's start with businesses. Once again, these are in no particular order. These are just kind of randomized. One big thing, be open. Definitely being open is important to, it's conducive to a good business practice. Now, I live right downtown. I live right above the Century 21 offices, and I can't tell you, every day I go out, I see somebody trying to open a door to a store that's not open, or a restaurant that's not open, or a restaurant has really odd hours, for example. A couple weeks ago, I was standing out front of my apartment, and a pack of girls walked up, and there's about 5 or 6 of them. It was on a Monday, and they tried to go next door to the brownstone, and it's closed on Mondays. And so they asked me, they said, well, nothing's open here on Mondays. Why are we even down here? And I really didn't have an answer for them. I understand that businesses need to take time off every once in a while, but being open is conducive to good business. There's many times that I've seen people, once again, try to open doors and go into stores down here, and it's been closed, and that's essentially, in my opinion, a lost client or a lost customer. So don't miss out on those opportunities. Networking with other businesses, okay? If you're, and I'm just talking, not just talking downtown Hespeler, but all of Hespeler. There's lots of networking opportunities. Being creative, taking the time out to network and discuss creative business ventures and ideas and campaigns and promotion ideas with other businesses. Perfect example of this is Boxing Day. Everything here was essentially closed on Boxing Day. It would have taken nothing for stores to have gotten together and created a joint campaign, Boxing Day in Hespeler, and run through Hespeler Rocks, run through all the other great groups that celebrate Hespeler living, and something like that could have really been advantageous, I think, for this area if done properly. The only consideration for that is that the more businesses you have on board and the more businesses that are on the same page, the better off it is for everyone. So just keep that in mind. Another consideration, if you run a business down here, listen to your audience. It seems pretty simple, but I can guarantee you that some businesses don't, and it's unfortunate, and it's obvious that businesses don't. So things like polls, you can poll your audience, questionnaires, feedback forms, you can ask questions on your Facebook page. You can ask questions about your products or services, your hours, your everything. Listen to your audience, listen to what they want, and give them a reason to support your store or your business. The next one for businesses, have a marketing plan. Define your target demographic. A side business that I have is called Phoenix Marketing Strategies. I'll put the link somewhere below. But what it is we develop marketing plans. 74% of businesses don't have marketing plans, and they often are wondering how to market and reach their target demographic. Well, you can't do that if you don't have it well defined. So speak to me as well if you want to put together a comprehensive marketing plan. But have a marketing plan and have a good game plan going forward. Don't just kind of go day to day without a plan. Be personable. This should really go without saying, but smile and say hello to the people who walk in. Don't ignore them. You know, it's good manners goes a very long way. Develop your brand and your materials. Now, this is kind of, it goes hand in hand with having a marketing plan, but effectively, think about your business as a brand. Think about you as a brand, your products, your services. Everything needs to be considered in a well-oiled machine, so to speak. So, you know, we're talking about logos, we're talking about a decent website, we're talking about a Facebook page, how you present yourself to people. In talking about that, you know, once everything is considered, and let me just kind of go back here a little bit. Some of the best businesses that I've seen down here are the ones that have the best brands. And you can tell the ones who have really thought out their game plan, who have a marketing plan, who, you know, the businesses that their materials, it doesn't look like it was made in the late 80s or early 90s. And you know, the ones that are really doing well are the ones that have given consideration to this. Just a throwback as well with listening to your audience. Interact with your audience. This also goes with be personable. On Facebook, I see a lot of times businesses don't address questions that their clientele are asking. You know, everything from what's on the menu, what are your hours, what products do you sell, how much does this cost? And all these questions go unanswered. And it's unacceptable, and those are lost clients as far as I'm concerned. Give your clientele reasons to come back to your store. So a call to action, for example. Every person that walks into your store should leave with something, some call to action. It could be, you know, come back again for this kind of a discount, or go to the website, go to the Facebook page, some sort of promo. Don't let people leave your establishment without some kind of call to action. It's unbelievable to me that people do this, and you're not taking advantage of the potential that's there, and not only establishing the relationship, but you're not furthering it. Once they leave, hopefully they'll come back. But you're not giving them too much reason to, in addition to, you know, your products or service. You need to bring them back or keep interacting with them in new ways. Think outside of the box as well for marketing and promotion if you run a business. So content marketing is really huge. On Hespeler Rocks, we have lots of blogs that are being submitted and articles. We do giveaway Wednesdays, and there's just lots of different ways that we can kind of push content which benefits people, but it's also, at the end of the day, it's marketing. Videos, podcasts, put on events. I know there's some businesses down here that have done a lot of those, and they're doing a really good job at it. And my hat's off to them. I support what they're doing. But be creative with your marketing approach and reach out to people in new ways. Don't be afraid to try new things. And that leads to the final consideration that I have for businesses is take advantage of Hespeler Rocks. Take advantage of the other groups and organizations that are established here in Hespeler. You can contact me anytime, suggest a new campaign, you know, participate in the magazine, the Hespeler Rocks magazine. I'm trying to promote all businesses down here, and the more success each individual business has, the more success the whole area will have. It works like that. That's the way this whole thing it works. And you know, participate. If you can't get an ad in the magazine, then donate $20 and we'll do an article or something. Let's work together. Just a little footnote: I'm not making much of anything off of the Hespeler Rocks. Every month is a struggle, but nevertheless I do it because I see the value of it. And the way it's going to really succeed is if everybody's on the same page and if everybody takes full advantage of it. And I encourage you, if you run a business, absolutely take advantage of what I've done and exploit it for your own personal benefit. And I would be more than happy to let you do that. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so now let's move on. If you are still watching this video, I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee that I've been holding for the last 10 minutes. All right, so the next part of the video is individuals, and how can individuals support businesses, and how can we all work together to, you know, support local. You always hear, I say it a lot, you know, support local, support Hespeler businesses. The reality is that it should not be charity. You shouldn't just support Hespeler businesses simply by the virtue of them being in Hespeler. Businesses have to give you a reason to support them. That's why I started with the businesses first. But individuals also really do need to take much more of an active approach when supporting businesses as well. So taking the time out of your day to have this Hespeler first mentality can only be beneficial to Hespeler. For example, you know, if you're on Facebook, and I see people liking Facebook posts all the time, well, that's great, but it gets nothing accomplished. It doesn't further anything. So how about instead of liking, or sorry, in addition to liking Facebook posts posted by businesses or, you know, Hespeler Rocks, comment on them. Share them with your friends and family, share them with everyone, share them to your own Facebook page. When you go to businesses' Facebook pages, or the Hespeler Rocks page, by the way, make sure that you take the time out to post comments. What happens is, the more comments that are posted, the tendency is that it has a sort of a snowball effect, and more comments are then posted, and the interaction is increased. Invite your friends to pages. Don't just like the page and that's it. Be active about inviting all of your friends. And I'm going to make another video in the future showing you best practices for inviting your friends to Facebook pages. This can increase a Facebook page's viewership dramatically. So, you know, if you invite 500 of your friends to like a page, you know, 100 of them sign up, or 50 of them like the page, you know, you can see how that can just grow exponentially. And it's about really being active about sharing pages and supporting businesses. Leave a review. You can leave a review for any business on Facebook, and also post reviews and messages and their posts to your page. Share it all around. That's the whole concept of social networking, and really take advantage of that. Take an active approach to it. Another thing individuals could do to support businesses and to increase the participation is get to know your local business. Meet with business owners. Take your time out of your day to go and talk to the business owner and say, hey, just calling up, I'd like to set up a networking meeting. It'll take 10 minutes. I just want to come in and learn what you do. I want to learn who your target market is. What are your target demographics? What are your goals? And how can I help you in promoting this? Now, I don't know of a single business owner who would not want to do that, who would not take the time out of their day to meet with you. And once again, I'm going to throw it back to businesses having a marketing plan. This is why it's really important to have a marketing plan, so that when people like me approach you and say, well, let's talk about your business and how can I help? What can I do to get, you know, the message out? You should have answers to that as a business owner. But as a consumer, you know, I want to know who your target demographic is. I want to know what you sell. You should have an elevator speech. You should have a 5-minute speech. You should have a 2-minute speech. You should be able to tell me what you do in a couple sentences. You should be able to highlight your featured products. You should know your metrics on your website and on your Facebook page. All of these things are conducive to progress effectively. And by the way, if you do go and meet these business owners, it's fantastic. There's so many nice people. That's one thing I've really enjoyed about Hespeler Rocks, is being able to meet business owners throughout all of Hespeler. And I've met some amazing people, just really interesting people. And I encourage you, get out and meet these people, learn what they do, and talk about how you guys can work together. Another consideration is participate in business events, open houses. Anytime a business is putting on an event, or they have like a big sale going on, participate in that. Mark it on your calendar. Once again, be active about participating in it. You know, at the very least, you know, if you're on Facebook, you can share it around, but also inform the business that you've been sharing it around. Let the business know that you support them, that you are there helping, and that you want to see this business succeed. Once again, have a Hespeler first mentality. So if that means going to the local convenience store in the morning rather than the store in Galt or Preston, even if it's a little bit out of your way, do it. And the reason why is because, you know, the more that we support Hespeler businesses, the more that the businesses support us, the consumers, then it definitely has like a symbiotic nature to it. And the better off the whole area is, and that's the goal. This is our community and we have to support it. Check HespelerRocks.com on a daily basis. I'm always adding new things to it. Interact on HespelerRocks.com and you know, take advantage of the tools that are on there. Take advantage of the other groups that are on Facebook and interact with everybody here. On Hespeler Rocks, I've put on our own social network, and once the numbers grow, it would be great to see that kind of come to fruition. And I see it, you know, individuals starting their own groups, and you know, for one group that I put on was, you know, Hespeler Musicians. So you're able to go and talk to other musicians. There's Hespeler Trail Bikers. But in the future, I see, you know, sewing clubs and parenting groups and stuff like this getting together on the website. But that's only going to work if we all take advantage of it. Another thing that you can do to support local businesses is keep a local business card index. Now, I do have one over on my desk. You can pick these up from the dollar store. But what you can do is you just put all your business cards in there, and it's, you know, a real handy thing to have on your desk or by your phone, and refer to it and just keep kind of going over it every once in a while. When you're out networking with businesses, you can keep adding to your business card index and you know, keep adding to it. I always tell businesses that you know, you're only as good as your options. And the bottom line here is I'm trying to let people know what their options are, and throughout Hespeler Rocks. And there's so many times that I hear people talk about, oh, I didn't even know that store was downtown, and they had no idea it was there. And it's through no fault of the businesses necessarily. It's just marketing is hard and promotion is hard. It takes a lot of time, and these businesses, like, you know, they do a good job, but it also requires people to be active, take the time out to learn what's around and what's available, and let other people know what's around and what's available. And that's it. That's my list. That's me ranting on for 20 minutes, and I'm done now. So I just wanted to post this, share this video around. And you know, if there's anything I can leave you with effectively is from a marketing and a design background, this all makes sense. This is all well thought out, and we just need to be active and support each other. You know, at the end of the day, once again, this is our community, this is our Hespeler, and Hespeler does come first. I love Hespeler. I wouldn't be doing what I do if I didn't. Yeah, that's about it. I think I covered most of the list. I think I've yapped on about pretty much everything. So yeah, have a great New Year's. Don't drink too much, and I will see you in 2015. Dave Flook from HespelerRocks.com signing off with my coffee from Steph's Cafe.